very disturbing information I have uncovered about the YouTube sodomite known as The Amazing Atheist, aka TJ, and his evil reprobate podcast, The Drunken Peasants. As we all know, he once embarrassed himself on CNN, also known as the Coons and Niggers Network. CNN is part of the singular entity known as the media. As the vigilant Christian Mario tells us, the media is run by satanic Illuminati Jews. Let's take a look at how this vile network introduced God's least favorite obese heathen.
For YouTube sensations like the Amazing Atheist Guy.
The Amazing Atheist Guy. Guy is a word in the English language that is barely ever used in any context. Ever. But one of the few uses of the word is in the name of Guy Fieri, host of a show on Food Network, another member of the Satanist Jewish-run media. Guy Fieri cooks food only fit for TJ.
Check out the Bananas Foster. Now, I made this great sauce, 2 cups of brown sugar and a cup of butter. Cooks down, little cinnamon goes into that. Then I flamed it with some dark rum and some creme de banana.
Creme de banana. Sound familiar? But what's the name of Guy Fieri's show? What other subliminal messages does he put in his satanic cooking program?
Hey there, I'm Guy Fieri and we're rolling out, looking for America's greatest diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Dives? Who else dives?
John Cena!
But what kind of dives? John Cena performs suicide dives? Where else have you heard suicide before?
Suicide pills!
Alex.
Mass murder pills!
Okay.
That's right. And where did Alex Jones say this? The Coons and Niggers Network. Only further proving how satanic and evil the media is, and TJ co-signs this evil. Don't believe me yet? Take a look at what kind of things are discussed on The Drunken Peasants with TJ and his alleged brother, Scotty.
Triangle symbols.
Scotty, you could be the new leader of the Illuminati. The Illuma Scotty.
There you have it, folks. TJ and Scotty are evil satanic Illuminati shills, and so we can see that The Drunken Peasants is yet another member of the evil entity known as the media. If you ask what about Ben? You have been fooled by TJ and Scotty. You are a sheep. Ben is an illusion. He is a figment of your imagination.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
You are about to experience the Drunken Peasants podcast, the greatest podcast in human history. Please recognize that this podcast is designed to be amusing and entertaining, and thus we engage in satirical comments, exaggerations, and even dirty jokes. If you are offended by such things, please go away and die. If you enjoy this podcast, we ask that you help to support its existence by contributing to our Patreon at patreon.com/DP. Contributors get regular access to monthly private shows, special commentaries, Google Hangouts with the peasants, and more. If you don't want to do that, you can also support the show by visiting audibletrial.com/drunkenpeasants to get a free audiobook and access to over 150,000 audiobook titles, including great selections on science and skepticism. And if you shop on Amazon.com, we strongly urge you to use one of the Amazon affiliate links in the description section of our videos. You can help support the show simply by using our link to buy things you were going to buy anyway. Now that we've got all that shit out of the way, sit back and enjoy the show.
Coming to you live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants Podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Suck it!
There are starving children in the world, right?
Show me a child. Show me some empirical evidence it's happened. Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
What the fuck is going on? Nothing, TJ. You're garbage. You're garbage, TJ.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
And
Scotty Cena. It's the Drunken Peasants Early as Fuck show.
Yeah.
Is that what you called it?
Yep. And it's our 149th episode.
Yes. So pretty soon we will be having the 150th episode, which...
Yeah, but who cares? This is the 149th episode.
This is a
way
good
more
one.
significant.
It is significant.
It's
I
more
think.
significant.
How
No.
is it more?
It's not. 150 is definitely more significant. Human beings like things that are, decimals of 10 and shit, and they also like things that are either 100 or 150. I don't know why that's always special. Every 50 is like a good thing.
People in the chat room are starting to notice that Scotty hasn't been here for a while, and they're starting to get smart to what may have happened to him, TJ.
What happened? Did I shove him up my ass? Is that what they think? Because that's not true.
No.
It's not.
It's not what happened to him.
Shut up. Fucking Scotty.
Yeah.
I just swallowed him to catch the spider. And I swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I'm not exactly sure what the deal with the fly was.
No.
I don't know why I swallowed the fly.
I guess you'll die.
Yeah, probably. Scotty is cutting off circulation. He's overstuffed me.
So, the next show, the 150th episode, we will have
Vegan Gains.
Vegan Gains.
Vegan Gains.
And also to have an exchange with him, the vigilant Christian Mario.
Yeah. Who he has something up his sleeve. I won't reveal it here, but it's real special.
Yes.
You're going to see those Christian powers put to use. That's all I'll say.
I don't care if you have to work, if you have school. I don't care what time it is, where you live. You must not miss this.
Yeah, and go pester Repsion to be on too, because that would be fun.
Yes.
Go to his Twitter and be like, go on the Drunken Peasants and face Vegan Gains.
Yeah.
Face the man who threatened you with death.
Yeah, we'd like to have Mr. Repsion on also.
Yeah, actually, I'd love to have them both here in the studio, and we could give them both knives.
It'll be like Thunderdome.
Yeah, 2 men enter, 1 man leave. But honestly, if Vegan Gains wins, we'll probably just kill him too. If Repsion wins, he can go. He has proven his mettle at that point.
Any other announcements you want to make?
I would just say go watch the announcement video that we uploaded to our channel, because we talked about a lot of stuff in there that's important to this channel going forward, and people should watch that. But I'm not going to regurgitate it all here. But, yeah, I mean, I guess we could shill T-shirts a little.
Yeah, T-shirt shill.
Woo! Shilling the T-shirts like the sellouts that we are! Someone can make that into an infographic, actually. So, yeah, we got the TJ is Garbage shirt, and that's clearly true. And, by the way, that garbage thing has ruined my life, so thank you, guys.
Did it ruin your life?
It has ruined my life.
Really? How so?
Because it went from having a deal... Well, I guess you kind of improved my life with it, really, but it's in a sad way. Because I went from hearing constant banana jokes everywhere I go to now I just hear garbage jokes wherever I go.
Isn't that better?
I guess so. I never shoved a garbage can up my ass to anyone's knowledge, so...
There is a banana on the shirt, though.
Yeah, but, the banana's getting more and more downplayed. Pretty soon it'll just be like the size of a lapel pin. We got the official Drunken Peasants Smoke Pan Everyday shirt. I have a copy of that shirt, and it actually fits me, even though it's a 3X. So it's got a good long body to it.
Yes.
And it's really good quality. I mean, I was really impressed with it. I mean, it feels nice.
You get compliments.
Yeah, I've gotten compliments on it, and it just feels nice. When you feel the print on the front, it's good quality. I'm not gonna. Our $12.99 shirts are not. Or I'm sorry, they're actually $12. Our $12 shirts are not the same level of quality, but they're $12. But that shirt, the Drunken Peasant Smoke Pan Everyday official shirt, that's a good quality fucking shirt.
Yeah, so's the hoodie, the band TJ hoodie.
Yeah, that's another one. And, of course, winter is coming up, so you want a hoodie. That's not that bad of a price for a hoodie either.
Scotty has vanished, and no one knows where he is, and no one's buying his fucking shirt. You guys are fucking despicable people.
Maybe we should sell a shirt that said, "Where's Scotty? Can you find him?"
I wonder how many times we have to have Paul on the show.
Scotty will be back by the next show. He will be here for the 150th show.
Good. Because everyone misses Scotty.
I know I do. Because, you know, sometimes you just want to take a break and you just want to let Scotty ramble and dig himself a hole. And you just, like, kick your legs up on the table like, let Scotty draw the heat.
Scotty does draw the heat.
Yeah, you know, because he's the heel. And, you know, the dynamic, it doesn't work as well when you don't have the heel. You need the heel to draw the heat so that the faces look better.
Someone in the chat said Repsion is streaming on Twitch right now.
Well, get his ass to just tell him to fucking stop fucking around on Twitch. Get his ass on the Drunken Peasants. Not tonight, but Wednesday night. Tell him it's our 150th episode, and we would be very honored if he would join us and his good pal Vegan Gains, so that, you know, there could be a face-off and some drama and some bloodshed, and people can cheer and chant Jerry, 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 Jerry. But we're replacing the Jerry chant with DP, 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 DP.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. That's the kind of show we be, motherfuckers. We be in your face. We don't fucking sugarcoat shit.
No.
We bring bitter enemies together, not to fucking have them resolve their differences, but just to fucking have them fight for your amusement.
Shaking the box.
Yep, shaking the box with the monkey and the rattlesnake in it.
All right,
Let's
so
see what happens.
Moving on with tonight's program, we got a interesting troll or not a troll.
Remember the time we played that before our show? Kind of inviting everyone to decide whether or not we're trolls. But it wasn't even intentional.
All right, so I pretty much, you know, I've watched this and I already know that it's a troll.
Okay.
Like, in my opinion.
You say troll. Let's see what I say.
It's, this is Moose here.
By the way,
and,
we do need a tie graphic, because we have a not a troll graphic and we have a troll graphic, but for occasions where there's an even number of people here and ties have occurred, so we should get a tie graphic.
I'm gonna make this quick video on why, why atheists are dumb. And my first reason is because. So I have this Bible teacher, and she's 60 years old.
Okay.
And if she's 60 years old, I mean, she's really wise, and she's way wiser than you.
Yeah.
And she says
that's sound.
And you're like...
There's no 60-year-old atheist, you know? I've not seen one. Richard Dawkins, he's
what
like...
Is he 70?
No, I think he's in his 20s, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh.
He's maybe late 30s at the very latest, you know. No one who's 60 is an atheist, because by that time you've gleaned the wisdom of life and you've realized that of course there's a God. You know, if there wasn't a God, who's always fucking with you?
Only 20, right? And yeah, so she's way more wise.
So, is this green ring telepathically communicating with me? Is that what's going on here?
Second reason.
Second reason. Gotcha.
Is,
I'm a talking ring. There must be a God.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like some avant-garde testicles in the background there.
Say that we came from monkeys.
You haven't come too far. I say troll.
Yeah, I mean, the title of the video is, it's spelled ATHYISTS.
Yes. This is clearly someone hamming up stupidity for the amusement factor.
And it even says, like, in the description to the video, it says, like, my idol is G-Man and stuff like that.
Yes, this is a troll.
Yes, we both rule. Troll.
Troll, troll, troll.
Right. So, someone did make us a Crazy People segment.
Sweet.
I will have them linked in the description of this video. after the live stream has ended.
Let's take a look. Yeah. Alrighty.
I guess this is kind of our test to see whether or not we can get away with that, too.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Hopefully the entire episode isn't like, oh shit, you guys stole the X-Files.
For 10 seconds?
Yeah. No, that's probably fine. I would imagine that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
I could be wrong. You never know with that YouTube content ID shit.
Starting off our crazy people segment.
One time I picked my nose and I showed the camera and it content ID'd as Twilight. So.
Oh, by the way, any of you that missed our last video, our last show got flagged for using a song that we didn't even use.
Yep.
We used an audio clip that a song had sampled.
Yeah, the Pokemon preacher. You guys remember? Pokemons is evil! And apparently a song sampled that, and then because we played the clip that the song sampled, YouTube thought we were the song.
Yep. All right, so
God bless ya, YouTube. God fucking bless ya.
First video is the Vigilant Christian. He's finally addressed whether or not he was the same person in the newspaper that got busted with weed.
Yes. The answer is yes. If he says no, he's lying.
Hey everyone, it's the Vigilant Christian Mario, and you're here for a different kind of video. I wanted to address a rumor that's going around that I was busted with weed in July of 2014. And I wanted to tell you that it's true, and tell you exactly what happened. Because
why did you describe it as a rumor then? I mean, when you start off the video saying you want to address a rumor, you don't then, just confirm the rumor. It wasn't a rumor. People had seen that, yes, you had been arrested for this charge. We knew it was you. The age and name both and location all matched. So it was never a fucking rumor. It wasn't like people were just, maliciously spreading this unfounded lie. But I guess you kind of specialize in unfounded lies, don't you? Okay.
many of you are jumping to conclusions and thinking a whole bunch of stuff, and
what,
I figured, hey...
We're thinking that you got busted with a little bit of weed. Yeah. That's all we were thinking.
No, what conclusions were jumped to?
Mario's running an international drug ring.
Oh, he is. Wow. Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm going to jump to that conclusion.
Well, I mean, if that were the case, he'd probably be in prison right now, so...
Yeah. Well...
Probably not.
This is probably just the pre-bust phase of his life. You know, he looked like he was living in a pretty ritzy place. He probably has cocaine and hookers.
Why not make this video and let you know how it kind of played into my journey and what I learned from the experience. All things that we go through will be used for our good. All things work out for the good for those who love God and are called according to his purposes. Even our big mistakes.
Did he misspell his name, by the way?
Yes.
It says
Vigilant.
Vigilant Christian. He was high when he made this fucking video. Maybe this wasn't him. Maybe he took this screen cap from someone else.
It's the evil spirits that entered his mind while he was doing yoga.
Yeah. Oh, look. Vigilant.
The Vigilant Christian.
Vigilant. We gotta call him that next time. Hey, how's it going, Vigilant Christian?
Mistake of mine. So I definitely learned some things, and I wanted to share that with you. So what happened is in July of 2014, I found myself in that season of my life to be going through a really, really hard time. I had started to see someone who I wasn't happy with. I actually made a video. You can go check it out. It's about how never to settle. I had settled.
Yeah, by the way,
I had
Mario, you know that person that you are talking about right now contacted me? Were you aware of that? I didn't use any of the things they told me, but they did tell me some things.
Okay.
Just, felt horrible. I mean, I was like, man, I'm stuck in this relationship. I'm not happy. I started to fall into anxiety and depression. And how I've always dealt with anxiety and depression in the past is I used to just get high and smoke it away. The anxiety would go away temporarily and I would feel better. So for a long time, I believed that marijuana was actually helping my anxiety. And I used it for that purpose. So that's essentially what I was doing. I was using it to ease my anxiety. You can go on my Facebook page. You can see a video I did way back, and I asked for prayer because I was struggling with anxiety. So that was a time that, I was dealing with anxiety, and, it's those instances in which I would resort to pot.
Was there... I'm not sure what he's saying, but I think he might have been suffering from, like, anxiety, Yeah. I think there was probably anxiety going on.
Like he thought maybe people were out to get him.
Yeah, there was anxiety happening. I wonder why, though.
Is this around the time he was getting into Alex Jones and shit?
Oh man, there was like something about like some kind of
Illuminati.
Yeah, that's it. And he was seeing triangles and shit everywhere. So it's no wonder he was anxious.
It would just take away whatever was hindering my mind. I mean, it obviously produces an altered state, so I would no longer be thinking about the things that cause me worry and anxiety, and because of that, I associated it with relief.
Hold on.
And I figured that
is that how? That's not really how weed works. I mean, I've never smoked weed and then it's like I just stopped thinking about my problems. Like, if anything, it like kicks your brain into like high gear in a lot of ways. You become very like internal and introspective. At least I do. I don't know. What would you say, Ben?
I would say I'm about the same as you.
Yeah, I mean, he's acting like it's an escape from your problems. I think it maybe just makes you care a little less and contextualize them differently.
Yeah.
But I've never really seen it as something that like gets your mind off of it,
No, and sometimes it can contribute to you overanalyzing things.
Right, sure. Yeah, you can find yourself in that overly analytical pot fevered rush mindset where your brain is like going 1,000,000 miles a minute while your body is like a slug.
Another little fact, worse than Michael Jackson.
Shut up, Scotty Cena.
Scotty Cena
contribute nothing.
What? That's his opinion.
Wow.
Of the Vigilant Christian.
Is it?
Yeah.
What else did you think of him?
I can beat the fuck out of you with the ball of my little finger.
Wow. Strong words from Scotty Cena.
I can beat you, faggot motherfucker.
Why so homophobic, Scotty Cena?
He just is. I don't know. He has a lot to learn.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, drag your feet into the 21st century, Scotty Cena. Holy shit, the mouth you got on you. I'm offended. I'm rarely offended, but I am offended.
Now, this is a big debated issue, medical marijuana. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but I just want to point out some things here. You have to keep in mind, when I came to Christ, I came a drug addict. I've partied and that was my life for the longest time. I remember there was a point in my life I'd done speed for like 3.5 months straight. I was having binges where I wouldn't sleep for like 10 days and well, I don't think it lasted 10 days. I think the longest I ever went was 6 days, and I was really skinny, unhealthy.
Hey guys,
it wasn't a good...
I used to be a drug addict, but then I discovered the world is controlled by an evil shadow government, and I found Jesus. And now I'm totally good. Ha 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 ha! I have powers now.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I had no idea that he thought he had powers.
He has powers. All true Christians have powers.
Did he say discernment?
Yes. Something about like grand discernment or some shit like that.
Place for me, and this is before God, obviously, and when I came to God, I had a lot of baggage, and it didn't all get unpacked all at once. Let me tell you that. It took a little while, and I just want to encourage all of you who are maybe in that situation where you're coming to God and you're coming with a lot of baggage.
And what if you're
from
coming
the world,
in
addictions,
God? What then?
Just coming before him, in front of him, TJ.
Oh, right. So he's watching.
Yes.
While you mid-90s Kevin Nash it up.
Yep.
Mid-90s Kevin Nashing of teeth.
Mid-90s Kevin Nashing of the teeth.
Yeah.
Things like that.
That was Ben's joke.
Be gentle with yourself and patient with God and you, because it's going to be a process. You're now going to be regenerated by the power of the Holy Spirit, and these things will start falling off. And you need to believe in that.
You're
and
touching
keep
it too
seeking
much
God,
if it's
that
falling
He's going
off.
to deliver you from any addiction that is in your life. Because I'll tell you from my own personal experience, any drug use as a Christian only separates you from God, period. It's not going to draw you closer to the Lord at all. And this is going to be the dilemma where you're addicted to something. Now you're born again, and you know it's not good for you spiritually. So the conviction of the Holy Spirit will start to come upon you and show you and reveal to you that these things are not good. But it's a process, and be very careful for those who don't.
What if someone, like, smoked weed and then prayed to God? Like, they used it as, like, a tool to talk to God and to make their mind more receptive, and they claimed they had results. Would Mario say, that's bullshit, that's bogus, that's not how it works? Or would he have to lend it some credence if he felt this was a truly spiritual person? Maybe I should ask him that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to think, though. It's hard to even imagine what it would be like to think the way he does.
Yeah, I guess. He is pretty out there. I'd like to, if I've always wanted to start writing fiction. He would be an interesting character basis to put a character like him in your book.
Him and a character like Gale.
Yeah, it's fun to write about crazy people and try to get in their heads. So, that's just kind of an aside.
Here's the next video on our crazy people segment.
Okay. Crazy people.
Alex Jones here with a breaking emergency news alert and analysis.
Sweet.
It is Saturday, September 5th, 2015.
No, it's not. You're a liar.
Months ago, back on June 20th, I put out a special report called Total Emergency Alert, Elite are now evacuating. And I break down how they're sending MRAPs to all the local departments saying get ready for civil unrest, get ready to fight the Tea Party. I pointed out how we're having all these announcements from the world government by the Pope and the rest of it.
The Tea Party
the elite
doesn't really seem like it's as big of a deal lately.
No, it's definitely gone downhill. And they've never get ready to fight the Tea Party.
Yeah, I mean, like, have you seen the Tea Party? They all look like Alex Jones.
Yeah, they're like over the hill,
over the hill,
middle
class, middle-aged, old to old, kind of like hobbling around with their like awkward guns and shit. I mean, any military force worth its salt would have no problem dealing with the Tea Party in a quick and orderly fashion.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Preparing and pulling their money out of stock markets in the U.S., Europe, but especially China. You now see that's begun to happen. I showed you mainstream news articles where elites are buying armored redoubts in northern Canada, the Ozarks, New Zealand, the Cook Islands. I talked about my sources that said all hell is about to break loose.
So do you think he's full of shit? Do you think he knows that he's full of shit?
Every time I see someone like this, I always have that question in my mind, like, is this a true believer or is this a charlatan playing off of people's stupidity? And with Alex Jones, I think it's kind of a little bit in the middle. I think that he really does kind of believe this stuff, but I think that he probably understands that his journalism is pretty shoddy. And I think he intentionally overstates his case to get his audience lapping that shit up like, new world, the end is coming, civil unrest on the horizon. But I mean, like, this is the same old song and dance this guy has been doing for years and years. Civil unrest is always right on the horizon, and you know what? Eventually he's gonna be fucking right, because of course there's civil unrest. There's problems in this country. It's not a fucking secret.
Yeah, Alex Jones has been doing this stuff for a very long time, even before George Bush was president.
Yeah, I mean...
George Bush number 2.
This is the same old song and dance from Alex Jones, and, you know, it's pretty much just hyperbolic, you know, verbal diarrhea with an occasional good point thrown in just to confuse you.
By the fall. Since then, we've seen stock markets fall massively around the world, starting in China, the United States. We've seen private central banks propping
Markets
it up.
fall.
We see the Federal
Markets
Reserve's
go up and
decision.
down.
Yeah, like
sometimes they go down really fast, sometimes they go up really fast. Sometimes it's a gradual climb or descent.
Right. I mean, economies are always going to be vulnerable to the boom and bust cycle. And with fiat-based currency, you're going to see a lot more of that sort of volatility. Whereas, you know, with something like the gold standard, markets are really more stable on the gold standard. But the problem with the gold standard is that if there's a crash, there's not much you can do to influence the market to fix itself. You're going to have to go through a slow, arduous recovery. That's why we fucking abandon that sort of system. But, you know, people like Alex Jones, they probably do mostly favor, like, the gold standard where money is tethered to the specific resource as if gold has some inherent value.
Gold is not really even a resource. It's a mineral that people decided was valuable.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically because we're stupid cavemen who are like, ooh, shiny rock, worth stuff, because shiny.
Yep.
It's like, okay, you're simple-minded. But, you know, I don't know. That was maybe somewhat of a digression, but it kind of ties into the mindset of someone like Alex Jones.
On increasing or decreasing interest rates, sending shockwaves. We are enslaved by the private central banks who are eugenicists and who want a world financial collapse they control to consolidate power. So June, July.
Okay, hold on. If those banks wanted a financial collapse, they could easily engineer one. It wouldn't have taken them this long. They could just do it. There's nothing stopping them. The reason they don't want to do that is because it doesn't even make sense from their position. They don't want society to collapse so they can consolidate power. They already have a fucking shitload of power. You know, who wants to preside over some shitty, destroyed society? That's not what anyone wants. You want to preside over some, you know, great, prosperous society.
People in the chat room are saying gold is good in electronics.
Sure. I'm sure it has uses.
But it's expensive.
Yeah, and you know, it's mostly just... I mean, let's face it, the historical reason why gold is valuable is not because it's useful in fucking electronics.
It's not as valuable as it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
It peaked out a few years back.
The value of gold tends to go up when the economy is worse.
Right. Because people start buying more of it.
Right, because they figure, you know, this is always worth something.
Right.
And it pretty much is.
All right. You want to move on?
Sure.
Here's someone that made a video about Armored Skeptic and Shoe on Head. A negative video.
Yes.
I think he's on Jenny McDermott's side.
Sweet.
Hello there, YouTube.
Hi.
Now, this one might be something of an audience refining video for me.
Okay.
And basically,
I like that terminology, honestly.
If you're offended by what I have to say in this video, or you're upset with what I have to say in this video, then please feel free to unsubscribe and follow me on Twitter and Facebook.
Wow, he's got balls, dog.
Go fuck yourselves, right?
Go fuck yourselves if you're offended. Go fuck yourselves, you fucking cretins.
A fellow YouTuber called Jenny McDermott.
Yeah.
And I'll forestall the obvious, usual fucking drivel that people come out with about white knighting.
Okay.
I'm not white knighting in the slightest, right? How do you think I'm trying to get with her when she lives 6,000 fucking miles away? It's ridiculous. I mean...
The term white knighting is pretty stupid anyway. I mean, there's like a very rigid set of circumstances where that term applies, but people just go hog wild with their application of the term, so it's pretty much lost all meaning. It's pretty much anytime anyone defends anyone else, they're white knighting for that person. especially if they're opposite genders.
Yeah, that does get thrown around a lot.
It just gets it gets bandied about so much that the term is basically useless. Because real white knighting is when someone is clearly motivated solely by their desire to get laid by the person they're defending. That's white knighting and nothing else.
And that's kind of hard to prove.
Right. Sometimes it can be kind of obvious.
It's pretty obvious, yeah.
All I was interested in was emptying my bollocks, right? I live about a 10-minute drive, something like that, away from the red light district. I could go and do that.
How dare you attack Sarah's milky white skin?
All I was interested in. By the way, to people who make that kind of fucking bullshit argument, I'd just like to say it speaks volumes about the sort of moral caliber of yourselves, because you can't conceive of any other reason why someone might speak out in favour of women's rights or in support of a woman in any way other than trying to get laid, because that's the way that you see women, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all you give a fuck about. You just see women as a place to stick your dick.
That's it.
And that's
Nothing
why you
else.
can't conceive of any other reason why I might speak out in support of something like this.
Man, pause this for a second. Let's just talk about how much we don't respect women. Man, women are fucking garbage. About the only thing a woman is good for is sticking your cock in, but even that is overrated. You know, you can stick your cock in another man, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's legal now. Gay marriage is recognized, so we can pretty much phase women out at this point. We don't need them.
So you've joined MGTOW at this point?
Yep, I'm full MGTOW now, guys. I don't even talk. If you're a woman, don't even try to talk to me. Don't even fucking try to oppress me with your womanness, all right? I don't need that shit. Sausage fest all the time, year-round. Women are worthless. Fucking useless. That's how I feel. That's my heartfelt belief. This guy showed me what I really truly think inside, you know? I've been holding on to all these bullshit notions of equality and, you know, respecting women and, you know, caring about them as people and all that shit, but I'm done. Because I realized that was all just a flimsy pretense to hide my true MGTOW ways.
MGTOW is so retarded.
It's stupid. It's just so fucking stupid. And people ask me, I mean, people will come to me and they'll say, why is MGTOW stupid? And I'll just be like, you know, if you don't see why, I don't see how I could possibly explain it to you. I just feel bad for them. It's like, how do you not see this as stupid? It's basically like, even though you're a heterosexual male and are interested in women, you should just not do that because some women are mean and society occasionally has a double standard that disadvantages you.
You know, Patrick Coleman, the guy that we had on our show quite a while back, he's a MGTOW person, but he's gay.
Well, you know, it's easier for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Go fuck yourselves. Anyway, right.
There's no point of even being. Why even state that you're a MGTOW if you're gay? I mean, there's no. There's no impetus for you to get with a woman anyway. So it's like, you know, it's like bragging that you're a vegetarian when actually you're allergic to meat.
I don't know. Think about who we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And all right, go ahead and get on with the fucking
a couple
video.
of videos that Jenny made, and I'll leave a link to both of those in the description box. The first of which was a couple of days ago, when she outed the Armoured Skeptic as a sexual harasser.
No, she actually didn't.
And she went through the private message conversations that they'd had some time ago, where he clearly wants the sort of...
Yeah, and there was nothing in those conversations that made it seem like he was even sexually interested in her. So she actually just made an unfounded accusation against him.
She didn't even claim that he was interested. She claimed he tried to fuck her.
Yeah.
That's the title of the video.
That clearly did not happen. Or if it did, no evidence was presented that it did. So it's not really worthy of respect as a claim.
Get in there with her and sexually harasses her and a number of other women, one of whom kills herself and he plays the whole he pretends to be cut up about it, but clearly doesn't actually give a fuck because he just carries on doing the same shit again. And all, by the way, whilst he was married, it seems. Yeah. Was lying certainly to Jenny by omission, that he was, by not telling her that he was married.
Well, when he was on the show, he said that they both talked about their problems in their current relationships with one another. So he did admit to being in a relationship. He didn't say he was married. So her version of events and his version of events are contradictory. And she never presented any evidence that her version of events was true. So why should we believe her version of events and discount his version of events? If anything, we should be totally fucking neutral. I mean, I'm just not impressed with the fact that she felt the need to make it public regardless. It had nothing to do with anything. It was clearly nothing to do with her championing women. It had everything to do with her championing herself by attacking a larger channel, which is behavior that she has all but admitted to in several of her videos, and also it's just obvious by her actions over the course of her channel's history. Next.
Hey guys, it's David, and I want to kind of do a midweek video.
Oh, he doesn't look crazy.
For you guys here.
Is he
crazy?
crazy?
Something's on my mind, heavy, yesterday and today.
Okay.
Well, it's been on my mind for over a year, but I want to kind of get it out there, and that's this anti-police mentality that I have just seen grow out of control in this country. That started over a year ago, I'd say. Probably started with the Trayvon.
Dude, the anti-police mentality in this country has been growing beneath the surface far longer than a year ago, okay?
A year ago. That's when it started.
No, it started a long, long time ago. What about all the unions who were busted by police? Don't you think they probably had somewhat of an anti-police mentality when they were fighting for workers' rights and shit like that? Or the black people who had dogs sicked on them during the civil rights struggles of the 1960s? You don't think they had an anti-police mentality? I'm sure they pretty much did. I mean, what about Cop Killer back in the fucking 90s? The police have always been... I mean, there's always people who are going to have a conflicted relationship with the police because the police are upholding the fucking rules and edicts of those in power, and we're not always going to agree with the people in power. Saying that you agree with the police is saying that you agree with the fucking ruling elite class that controls the country. And I don't think that most people actually feel that way. I think most people are pretty resentful towards the power brokers who fucking, you know, just pull strings and wield influence. And the police are basically in their fucking pockets, so. It's not just like, oh, I'm reacting to this because, oh, the bad policeman did the bad stuff and the news said they was bad, so now I think they bad too because I'm easily led and stupid. That seems to be how you're trying to characterize it, and that's not quite how it is.
On Martin incident. I'm not going to school you all on what's going on. You all know what's going on. You all know what's out there. But there's a specific incident that happened down here in the Tampa Bay area.
Okay.
I believe yesterday or Monday that really got me going. And I'm one of those people. I'm usually at a 0. And you can, you know, I'm an elected official, father of 2. I run a business. You can call me every name in the book I've been called it. I'm gonna be at a 0. But when you get me to the point where I'm gonna go off, I go from a 0 to 10 in about 5 seconds. And
that's terrifying. Why would you...
There's no middle ground with him.
Yeah, it's like, you know, there's no warning when I'm going to get angry.
I'm usually calm as can be.
But then every once in a while, I'll just snap like a crazed dog and rip your fucking face off.
He's like the, like, you know, half the dialogue in No Holds Barred.
That's this guy. He just hulks out.
Yep.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
That's where I was at when I read this story.
And he's wearing green.
So, as you know, we've had various movements and things go on recently where there's this anti-police...
bowel movements.
Police mentality, F the police, all this mess, just disgusting garbage. And there was an Arby's restaurant here in Tampa Bay. Now, I don't eat fast food. Y'all probably look at me and think I down double cheeseburgers, but I think most fast food is disgusting. I do not eat it, and I certainly do not eat at Arby's. That place is gross. Okay.
Oh, TJ, he insulted your Arby's.
What a piece of shit. I have not eaten Arby's in probably, I don't know,
a while,
6 or 7 months.
But you did adore Arby's.
Yeah, sure. You know, I would eat Arby's again. But yeah, I pretty much agree. I've tried to cut fast food down pretty significantly. But anyway, this guy, yeah, he dissed Arby's, and that's pretty sad, you know, because he's a fat guy, and fat people aren't supposed to diss Arby's.
I believe I live in North Pinellas County. I believe this Arby's, it was in Pembroke Pines, I think, and that's South Pinellas County.
Why is he's you know, you already stuck the dagger in Arby's, man. You gotta twist it too. I mean, fuck. We get it. You don't like Arby's. You gotta be so fucking mean. You know, there's a fucking line.
He hates curly fries.
The fries are good, man.
I don't go down county. That's south of here. Anyway, this police officer in her uniform, minding her business, going there what I presume was her lunch break to try and get a bite to eat, but between calls of God knows what, she rolls up, and the woman, I believe it was a woman, I'm going to link the news article down below,
okay.
The woman at the window, was it at the window or inside, I'm not sure, regardless, would not serve her because she was a police officer.
Okay.
Yes, I said that correctly. I know I stutter. I did not stutter on that. They would not serve her because she was a police officer.
All right, well, she should be fired. That's pretty much all that needs to happen there.
Yeah.
You know, if your job is to serve customers, you're not allowed to like morally preside over your customers. Can we just agree on that across the board? Because this stupid shit keeps cropping up where it's like, I'm not going to serve this person because I don't approve of their lifestyle. You know, I'm not going to sell a cake to a gay wedding. I'm not going to sell a fucking roast beef sandwich to a cop. You know, if you're in a service industry job, your job is to fucking serve people. End of fucking story. You're not there to fucking sit there and say, I don't approve of what you are or what I think you do or anything like that, so you're not getting served here. No. Your job is to fucking serve, refuse. We have the right to refuse service to anyone. No, you don't. You don't have the right to refuse service to anyone. You have the right to serve anyone who has the money to pay for the fucking goods and services. And who isn't, like, you know, naked or something. But even that, I'm kind of iffy on.
What kind of bullshit is that? I tell you what right now. Pembroke Pines, whatever the hell it's called.
Tell us, Hank Hill.
Better be glad that it's a good drive for me. Because if that was any place nearby where I live, they would know who I am real quick.
Wow, yeah, you showed them. If they was a little closer, I'd have gone over there and give them a piece of my mind, but a little too far. So... just gonna bust out the old camera for a second.
Yeah, gotta zoom on it.
Make a YouTube video. I do dig the beard though, and the glasses. It's a good look.
Someone said he looked like Kevin Owens.
He looks like a less mean Kevin Owens. Probably not quite as athletic though. Kevin Owens has, you know, you say like, oh, he has good agility for a fat guy, but then he pretty much just has good agility in general. It's just impressive that he's so fucking, you know, he's such a fat ass looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
But he could still do athletic shit. Always appreciate that. But I guess he's not fat enough for Paul's elitist ass.
Because, I'm sorry, no, we do not do that. Those people are out there every day risking their lives, mostly for people who don't care, okay? I'm actually...
it's their job. They get paid to do it. If they don't want to do that, there's other jobs they can do. So, I'm not impressed by the whole, they are risking their lives! They don't have to. If they don't want to do that job, they don't have to fucking do it.
Yeah, it's not like they're randomly pulled from the population.
Like, you're a cop now.
Yep.
No choice involved in the matter. You got to risk your life. There's way riskier jobs than being a cop, by the way.
Like iron worker or like deep sea fisherman.
Right. I don't even think it's in the top 10. So, you know, where's our respect and reverence for the fucking, you know, crew of the Deadliest Catch and shit? They're just fodder for our fucking reality shows. I guess Cops was a successful reality show for a number of years, though, too. Anyway, I don't see what else could possibly be said.
All right. This next one, we'll see how it is, and if it sucks, we'll skip it.
Sure.
It's called Europe and Biological Warfare.
Sweet.
It would be better if Budapest was hit with a nuclear bomb than being hit with diversity. No, I'm serious. I'm absolutely serious. If you think about what happened in World War II,
everyone,
we
look,
dropped
it's
two
AIU's
nuclear
uncle.
bombs.
It'd be better to be hit with a nuclear bomb.
No, a
sorry,
nuclear
bomb. Which I don't know what that is. I know what a nuclear bomb is. Not too clear on what a nuclear bomb is.
You get hit with a nuclear bomb.
That's the only. You'd rather get hit by a nuclear bomb than diversity, man. That is true. You know, because you know, I would much rather be destroyed on an atomic level than have some minorities in my neighborhood. That's how I feel too. Thanks. Yeah, sure.
In Japan, and they recovered really quick. Yeah, a lot of people died, but they were able to recover. But what? As a thought experiment, instead of having a nuclear bomb, we sent millions of youths to enrich Japan. Japan would be fucked now. They wouldn't even be a first world power. That is like biological warfare, and that's what's.
Actually, Japan has major problems with shrinking populations, so that might actually have helped them. I don't know. There's really you're talking about like alternate realities here. You know, in any prediction is pretty much just as accurate as the next.
Happening in Europe now, and it's because of this whole Syrian crisis that was started by you know who, right? Because we decided as the United States we needed to topple Assad. Who gives a fuck about Assad? Anyone here? Does anyone give a fuck about Assad?
Yes.
Yeah.
People do, because
there are plenty of people who give a fuck about Assad.
Yeah, he's committed like what a lot of people would consider to be atrocities.
But it wasn't against white people.
Oh.
So we're not supposed to care. No one gives a fuck. Do you give a fuck about Assad and his evil criminal regime that tortures people and shit? Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I actually do.
No, people are worried about trying not to be mugged. They're worried about trying to eke out a living in this country.
I'm literally not worried about those things. I mean, I guess everyone's worried about making a living to an extent, but I don't usually worry about getting mugged. I mean, I'm sure there are people living in different areas than me that are, but I'm not.
This guy has a fucking My Little Pony toy on his shelf there.
It was, well, you know, that's where he found out all this information. It's all encoded in episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
Are you ready to claim your prize?
It's the most xenophobic show in history. It teaches children to hate. Well, actually, it teaches grown men to hate, since that's who watches it, strangely enough.
They don't give a fuck about Assad. But a certain group who controls all our fucking politicians, and they do, because every politician agrees this one country deserves to be 100% ethnic nationalist, and we have to do whatever they say. So this group back in the 90s, they.
Oh, so it's like, he's one of the like the Jews run the world kind of guys.
Like,
it's all the Jews, the Jews.
Spelled it all out. They're saying we have to fight Syria, we have to fight Iraq, and we have to fight Iran. Not to Americans. Why the fuck do we care? But anyway, because our politicians are bought and sold like whores, we decided to fund moderate Muslims in Syria to topple Assad, even though Assad didn't fuck with us, right? So then that created ISIS, and now we have this whole shit. So you have all these
Yeah, U.S. intervention in other countries generally has not had great results.
No.
There's no denying that. You know, however we might feel about Assad and shit like that, we don't usually do a great job when we start meddling with Middle East affairs.
No.
It's kind of like historically been true.
We'll be welcomed as liberators.
They'll love us. They're going to embrace democracy.
Well, I mean, after the shock and awe, they'll be like, America is a great power. That was their thinking going into that shit.
Yeah, they'll see how powerful we are,
Yeah.
and then they'll be like, wow.
Launch Operation Shock and Awe.
Can we suck you guys' dicks off? Yeah! We loves America! I got the mic wet. And a lot of pussies out there in the audience.
You're disgusting.
I know. But it's charming.
You're fucking disgusting.
People, but you notice these people, why aren't they immigrating to, let's say,
Win Ben Stein's charisma.
Africa? I mean, that's a wealthy country with minerals, or other Asian countries. Or hey, I know, how about, why don't they go to Israel? It's right close. But no. They are all going to Europe. And why do they want to go to Europe? Because it's nice. People want to go where it's nice. But the problem is, why are countries shit and other countries not shit? It's because of the people. The country.
Okay.
So they're shit people.
There's people that are just shit, and we strangely enough we have a lot of like weird racist videos.
Neat.
Tonight, the next one's pretty crazy.
Okay.
Do you want to go to that one?
Sure.
All right.
Insanely racist white Texas man threatens black protesters.
Hi, this is Nathan Nenner from Hemphill, Texas. If you don't like cussing, go ahead and cut this video off now, or get your kids out of the room because I'm very pissed off. I give you time to do that for just a minute.
There's an invention called the pause button.
Okay, I want to talk to you about what happened in Harris County.
Kids, get out of the room.
Get out the room, kids.
We have some for those of you who don't know, we have starving Christian children here on standby, just in case G-Man asks us to prove they exist again. But kids, there's gonna be cursing in this video. You need to hobble your starving asses out. Oh, I think they're dead. Okay.
With this black thug went up and just executed a deputy because he was a white deputy, because he was a law enforcement officer.
I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy.
It's going to end, and it's going to end with that. That's not going to happen anymore. That's the end of it.
Oh, man. Cheeseburger McLardass is on the case, everybody. No more of that shit.
Cheeseburger McLardass.
Look at him.
I see him.
Yeah, the only thing you're a threat to is a buffet.
So do you think this guy drives a Prius?
Oh, yeah.
Or a smart car?
Yeah. He's probably got a like a Nissan Leaf or something, you know. Nissan makes the Leaf, right?
I don't even know.
Who gives a shit?
Y'all have pushed us to the limit, and we ain't going to take it no more.
We're not
There's
gonna
stuff that
take
us
it.
citizens can do, and we're fixing to do it, starting now. That black guy, he pulled the trigger on that cop, but he really ain't the one that actually killed the cop. The one that killed him.
What?
No, Ben, it was Obama. It was Obama and his race-baiting, race-pot-stirring liberal media cronies that done did it, Ben. And liberals got to answer for their crimes.
For these Black Panthers and all these black thugs that comes to your town and marches and hollers oink oink bang bang and all that retarded shit, you know, they're the ones that's responsible for it.
They did
them and people like Farrakhan wanting 10,000 volunteers to track people down, cops and all that, and kill them. Starting now, we holding these people responsible. Like I said, it stops now.
Stops now.
Don't ever let a Black Panther or any black group come to your town and march in that town and get done and be able to get in their vehicle and leave.
Vehicle.
the vehicle. Do not allow them the right peaceably to assemble for redress of grievances. This is not allowed by the Constitution of the United States. So go back to... I know you were probably too busy eating entire pans of lasagna like Garfield during civics class to pay attention, but maybe you should go back and give it another listen, because they have the right to do that, and there's no way your fat ass can stop it unless you literally just lay out in the road and block the path like a boulder.
Over with. And law enforcement, I'm talking to you now. When we get there, and we gonna be there, step aside.
He has appointed himself district attorney.
Do not try to stop us, because our fight is not with you, it's for you. Now I'm going to tell you old people, grandmas, grandpas, kids, all of you can get in on this. When there's a Black Panther group going to head to a town and they're going to rally and holler, kill cops, law enforcement, you put it out and you let people know they're coming. And all you older people that wants to get involved, I got something for you. This is called a slingshot. You go to Walmart and you get it. Okay, when these Black Panthers come to your town to start with, they have to drive a vehicle. Well, that's where you start at. You disable them vehicles. You pepper their ass with rocks.
So he's telling old people to go and assault Black Panthers.
That should be funny. Hey, die, Black Panther!
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, because the Black Panthers, they're scared of the gray grandpas and shit.
With slingshots.
Old people with slingshots.
Here's your slingshot.
We gonna slingshot them out our town.
Disable their vehicle.
Oh man, they got slingshots up in here, dog. We better get out. It's like, okay. Yeah, the Black Panthers, they probably won't have anything stronger than a slingshot, so. It's not like they're, virile, fit, young black men and women, and you're a bunch of old, chunky white people with slingshots. I could see it going well. You have fun.
You bust the windshields out, you stop them vehicles from running. When them Panthers has to walk and run out of town, they will not come back to your town. You people do that. Me, I will be there. If I have to be there by myself, I will, but I don't think I have to. All you guys like me that's able to stand up and fight, we gonna be there. Long as the law enforcement lets us know they're coming. And we're gonna push them Panthers out of town. Never again will they stand in a street in Texas or anywhere else and holler, kill cops, kill cops.
Kill cops, kill cops, kill cops, kill cops. I think it's a pretty catchy chant. Cop killer!
Them son of a bitches, their days are over with. And I'm not just talking today, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be there. And all you other people want to get involved, get that damn slingshot. Nobody's ever went to jail for a slingshot. Y'all get,
I think, honestly...
If you shot someone with a slingshot, a car with a slingshot...
If a bunch of people get together and shoot someone else's car with a slingshot...
you would go to jail for a slingshot.
They are going to go to jail.
Get that slingshot, get you some damn rocks, and when they come out in that street, y'all go, we'll give you a few minutes to pepper their ass. You lock them up like they got mumps and measles when they go home with all the bumps and knots all over their asses. They won't come back. And what's left of them, myself and some other people will take care of that. Because we have had enough. There won't be another killing in Texas. I can promise you that.
So he said what's left, him and some friends will take care of in another way. I wonder what's being implied there.
I'm afraid to even know.
Might be a killing, but it won't be what you think. There won't be no more cops executed in the state of Texas. And like I said, you law enforcement officers, step the hell aside. Do not get in front of me. Do not try to
Law officers, step aside and let me perform my vigilante justice, as is your duty to do. It's like,
who the fuck is this guy?
I love how he's someone who just assumes natural authority over all those around him. This is a guy who's going to get shit done.
He makes a YouTube video proclaiming that he's starting...
You're looking at Donald Trump's VP, my friend.
If that was true, that would be fucking hilarious.
Trump McFatass 2016.
Stop any of us, because we're doing this shit for you and for ourselves. What happened to the law enforcement, and it also happened to us. If we're not going to take it anymore, we're done with it. It ends now, and it ends in the state of Texas, you sons of bitches. You Black Panthers and you thugs, you Black Lives Matter bullshit, you bunch of freaking retards, you better run and you better hide. Because we're looking at videos, we're pulling names and addresses, and we're going to hunt you sons of bitches down. Because we're pissed off. And ain't nobody going to stop us now, you dirty bastard.
So, would someone please go stop this guy? Somebody. If the FBI or CIA or somebody is watching. Just go, this guy... You should probably.
He's dangerous.
You should probably do something about him. Just saying. Seems like he might be a problem. I'm ready for the next one.
Okay. This next one is Gail talking about how Jesus Christ is helping her treat her yeast infection.
Oh, joy.
I'm going to attempt to do the impossible, and that is explain my yeast infection to the general public. I cannot do this subject justice in a 45-minute video, but I'm going to try. First, I want to talk about music. I believe that my men have started a radio station for Church of Gail Music, and I produce the music. I send my favorites to Brent Spiner, and then I believe that music reveals who we are. Jesuit musical taste is proud, arrogant, driven with fanatical emotions, and it's demon-possessed. And you can get an example of that if you listen to Laurie McBride's video at Order of the Jesuits, YouTube. You can hear the music. It's just like I described. My music is all love excelling, grandiose in worship of God and Jesus, courageous, tender, and brilliant. And that's my taste in music. And
wow.
I believe
Gail
that
is
we
so
have started.
great. Her taste in music really reflects who she is as a person. And it's brave and courageous and glorifies God. It's so fucking beautiful.
Our own radio station. Brent hasn't communicated with me about this. However, I do know that that some of our Church of Gail members have come to Brent and complimented him on the music that he's chosen for services, and stating how well they support his sermons. And Brent said, I have to give Gail the credit for the music because she's been picking the music and not me. So we're getting, from what I understand, this radio station is a hit.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
Jesus
a hit.
himself, when he met with me, said that my taste in music is superb.
Wow. Jesus himself, ladies and gentlemen. That is quite an endorsement.
Now I'm going to go on to another subject.
The
Jesuits
infection?
at their website, crazygale.com, state that let's see if I can fix it. My hair is always difficult. Anyways, they state that I probably made it worse. Just leave it alone.
Okay.
They state.
What do they state?
I'm so vain. They state that that I take like 100 supplements. I'm going to tell you something. Jesus has gotten me off of all of my supplements. When he took me to circles, when Jesus allowed a negative situation to become positive for me.
Wow.
Romans 8:28 and we
Well,
know that all
Jesus
things
does
work
that.
together for good to them who love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. When my evil relative lied and produced a a statement about me, which was 80% lies that made me appear like I was really crazy. She would use that as the bait.
Totally lies. Gail is not crazy. Our crazy people segment has ended by this point, ladies and gentlemen. This is sanity, pure and beautiful. Her taste in music alone proves that. She's remarkably sane. I don't think I've ever even seen a saner woman than Gail.
So my mother submitted that to the judge, and this dumb judge believed it and got me Baker acted to go to Circles of Care. Jesus took a negative situation and made it positive. Jesus said, Gail, I allowed this negative thing to happen to you, and even used your evil relative. He didn't call her a real relative, that's my term, but he said, I allowed you to go to this place, this is what he said, for drug supplement rehab. Jesus told me, get off of all your supplements. And
yes, that's why.
Jesus is my doctor now.
That's beautiful. Yep, Jesus is her doctor.
Oh my God, no. Jesus isn't your doctor. The guy that pretends to be Jesus that you talk to on Skype is your doctor now.
That's her choice.
He's my
Her
physician.
choice, so
I
we
have
to
the best
respect
doctor
its
in the
beauty.
universe, and I do whatever he says. He said, Gail, I'm going to start a work on your yeast infection. I thought, sure, man, because everything else I've tried didn't work. So he got me. I'm not on any supplements right now. The only thing I'm taking is the Seroquel. I take a multivitamin supplement. And as needed, I take Advil. And as needed, I take Sudafed.
Cocaine.
As you can see, I have this constant congestion problem.
You mean cocaine?
And then what else am I taking? I'm not on much. Because Jesus told me to get off of everything. He said, don't even take probiotics. He doesn't want me to take vitamin C or CoQ10 or any of that stuff. So I'm off of all of that stuff. Let me go back. And he told me to take an antihistamine, like Allegra or Zyrtec. And that's it. I am off of everything. He said, I want you.
Jesus is such a wise doctor, you know?
Dr. Jesus.
That needs to be a video game.
Dr. Jesus.
Paging Dr. Jesus.
So instructed me, he said, Gail, you need to eat well and try to get your rest, have regular bedtime hours. So I'm following the instructions of the divine physician, Jesus Christ. By the way, Brent Spiner has an MD from UCLA Medical School, and the Lord Jesus speaks to me through Brent whenever Brent gets on Skype, and through Brent's emails. And so Brent, I'm following Brent's medical advice that he gets from Jesus himself.
Wow.
Now I'm going to explain to you what my condition is, okay? Now if you have symptoms like this, please do not think that you have candidiasis. The reason I know that I have it is because I was diagnosed with a doctor with this condition. Back in Seattle, they did a stool culture, and they found the microorganism in my gut. But he also found another microorganism in there. And this doctor told me, he said, not only do you have the Candida albicans, but you have another yeast. He said, you've got the most resistant form of yeast in existence in your system. And I believe that's the one that's been causing me problems.
Mega
he also
yeast.
found evidence that I have candidiasis from the antibodies. They did... And he found out something else. He discovered
Pussy's just like boiling and frothing over with yeast nonstop.
It's fucked up.
The discharge never discontinues. It just runs down her leg like a waterfall.
found
Everyone enjoy that visual.
the antibodies to yeast toxin. I'm not sure about him, but he discovered by studying my blood that I have developed an allergy to yeast toxin. Obviously, I could not have developed an allergy to yeast toxin unless I was infected with yeast. So that's how I know I have it. He treated me with amphotericin. I think that's what it was. Anyways, let me go into a little. I'm going to try to give you a broad overview.
More explicit detail about the yeast infection. We're all ravenously hungry for more. Please, yeah.
Of what chronic yeast infection
looks like
is.
Cinnabon
And
down
like I
there.
said, I can't do this subject justice, but I'm going to do my best because the Jesuits are playing on the public ignorance about this to portray me as crazy. So I'm going to attempt to educate the public about this. A very good book on this subject.
The public is just hanging on your every word.
Subject is Back to Health. This book's like 10 years old, but it's still pretty good. I got this from my doctor in Seattle.
You should throw that away. You need to listen to Dr. Jesus now.
Yeah.
You need to pray the yeast away.
It was Dr. Ranheim. He's pretty good. He recommended this book for me. It's called Back to Yeast, a comprehensive medical and nutritional yeast control program, written by Dennis W. Remington, MD, and Barbara Higgy-Swayze, registered dietitian.
Okay.
So this is basically, I'm getting a lot of the information that I'm presenting to you.
Thank you, Gail, for this yeast education. Unfortunately, we don't have time to watch it all.
No.
But, if anyone wants to learn about yeast infections...
Yeah, go to Gail's channel.
There's apparently a very in-depth, detailed account of what it's like and how to deal with it.
You don't want to hear more, TJ?
No. Not at this time. But later. I'm sure later,
you'll check out that video.
I'll check it out when I have a notebook handy and I can take notes.
Here's that weird looking guy that hates Jews.
The very first thing I do as president is set up a new 9/11 commission and trash the old one. Richard Gage of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth would head it up. And after...
So wait, you want to head up the new 9/11 Commission report in the unlikely event of you becoming president with someone who has already decided that 9/11 is definitely a hoax. So basically, you just want to put someone in there who already has an established bias and not someone who's actually objective. Okay.
Proving the attack was an inside job, the stuff will hit the fan. Israel's Mossad will be indicted for installing interior demolition devices in the towers, and Silverstein's Dr. Alibi will be debunked.
Oh, yeah.
Americans will then brand Israel as an enemy and the Jewish lobby as infiltrators. U.S. foreign policy will finally be freed up, and leaders hated by Jews, like Syria's Assad, who protects Christians, and Iran's Rouhani, who battles ISIS, will become our ally.
This guy seems like he should be the villain in a video game or something.
I know. Just his clothing alone, he looks evil.
Right. Like if Resident Evil, I don't know what they're on by now, 7 is looking for a villain, there you go. Get this guy, get him talking about the Jews. Halfway through the game, he could transform into some kind of like monster. It works. It'll definitely work. I mean, like, he's dressed for the part. You could just tell by the way he talks that he's kind of crazy. Well, I say kind of, but yeah, he's batshit. But on the plus side, he does shoot his videos in a very beautiful scenic location.
Yeah.
So he's got that going for him.
We're now on our way to making America great again. 2, I'll end the Fed. Instead of gouging taxpayers with interest on the Fed's loans to the government and killing the purchasing power of the dollar, I will give Congress its constitutional right to coin our own money and put the Jewish banksters out of business. 3, I'll slap term limits on Supreme Court judges. Kagan, Ginsburg, Breyer, Sotomayor, all Jews, and the lapsed Catholic Kennedy, who all made sodomy the law of the land, will be sent packing.
Oh, I thought he was about to say sentenced to death.
You don't even have the power to do that. The president can't just...
Oh, he's going to make new rules.
Oh, okay. The Constitution is selective in the way we need to follow it. Basically, he's basically just saying what we would expect him to say. If I'm president, the Jews will be persecuted in every way possible.
I'll sign an executive order challenging their homosexual law as a breach of judicial boundaries, since only Congress has the right to make laws. A smart Congress will follow and annul their ruling. 4, I'll nationalize the media. CBS,
oh my God.
NBC, ABC, CNN, and Fox will no longer be pouring out Jewish positions, but instead, voices from all directions will be sanctioned.
That's funny because you hear like conservatives and liberals always arguing like who's pulling the strings at CNN and Fox and MSNBC. To this guy though, they're all just run by Jews and pushing a Jewish agenda.
That's all they do. They just nonstop push the Jewish agenda around the clock.
I'll appoint to each channel directors from all sides of the political spectrum and have the government sign a non-interference agreement with them. We'll be on our way to a nation where the Jewish agenda no longer holds
the
sway.
ACLU.
Yeah, the ACLU. Even though they've repeatedly fought for groups like, the Westboro Baptist Church and the KKK and shit. They'll fight. Yeah. They'll fight for the freedom of speech rights for anybody.
Yeah,
they're not some ultra liberal organization. They kind of are, but they're not. They're mainly like concerned with freedom of speech for everyone, including nut jobs like this guy. It's actually funny because this guy could conceivably find himself in a position where he needs the ACLU. I wonder if he would refuse their help because they're controlled by the Jews.
By the Jews.
The Jews.
But from what I understand, this guy actually was a Jew at one point in his life.
He still looks like one.
Will my actions as president break Jewish power in America? You bet they will. Trump can't even come close.
Wow, he's got real power. He vanished.
I know.
Support the Brother Nathaniel Foundation. No. No thank you.
No fucking thank you at all. I wonder who supports him.
Somebody.
It's a foundation.
Yeah, I don't know. You can use the word foundation, but I seriously doubt that its day-to-day operations would lead one to the belief that it was a foundation.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Craigslist ads.
And other stuff.
Yes, plenty of other stuff. Don't go away!
Stay! You know, there's been a huge explosion in fantasy football recently. Everyone's playing it, and a lot of people are winning big money playing it. And the leader in fantasy football is FanDuel, with more winners and payouts than any other site. They're giving away $75 million a week in prizes.
Yeah, and the Drunken Peasants have their own fan league at fanduel.com/DP. Right now, we have probably about 25 participants in the league, and you can still join and play against others and us at that fanduel.com/DP. I've put some teams together there. I have Eli Manning and Reggie Bush and Rashad Jennings. And I'm using the Seattle Seahawks defense, which has been pretty good. Or not the Steelers, but the Saints. And they've been garbage in the preseason.
Well, you know, we'll see, Ben. The preseason means nothing. It's the official season that matters. But even if the Saints defense does look subpar this year, FanDuel doesn't pigeonhole me into sticking with the same team all season. I can build new teams every week based on what's going on and what my current assessment of the NFL is.
Yeah, go to FanDuel.com and click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and use our code DP and sign up now. Special offer for new users. For every dollar you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200 and gets you earned as you play. That's a bonus of up to $200. Offer is only good for the first 50 people that use our code DP today. Don't forget to use our code DP.
FanDuel.com, where every day is a new season. That's FDUEL.com. Sign up today. Oh, yeah. Yeah, seriously, though, join our FanDuel league, because, you know, we want to play against some people.
Yeah.
We're hoping that our audience is really bad at picking fantasy football teams and will win a bunch of money. But maybe they're better than us.
Yeah.
You know?
Guaranteed prizes.
There's only one way to find out, guys.
For the top 20 people.
Yeah. If you place in the top 20 people, 20 places, and there's only, I think, 28 players right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you can, and I think you can actually enter as up to 3 people, so you can fill 3 slots.
Yes, you can have up to 3 entries.
Yeah, so, you know, you got multiple chances to win, and the prizes are pretty good. You know, if you're in the top 20, you're guaranteed to at least double your money, so it's pretty cool. All right, so what do we got going on now?
Let's go ahead and do...
Crazy Craigslist ads!
Woo! That's it, baby.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Crazy Craigslist ads!
All right, so here's the first one.
Worst 30 seconds of your life.
Yes.
How's it going? You looking for the worst 30 seconds of your life? Give me a call, because that's about as long as I last. I'm also fat and have a very small cock. I don't have much to offer, but if you're willing to give me a try, you can come play with my little dick. Can't believe I flubbed that. I obviously wrote this, so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was going to call you out.
Yeah. You know, now that I look at it again, I don't think it was the best way to word the ad.
Needed lactating woman. I'm looking for a lactating woman to feed me her breast milk. I'm a 64-year-old man, 6'2", thin with a 7-inch cock. Is that what that is?
I guess.
Okay.
There's a little C, so maybe it means centimeters. Have a 7-centimeter cock.
I've never tasted titty milk and lusting to take it from you and make you feel pleasure too if you want. My girlfriend wants to watch so you will feel safe. I am hosting in PC.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's in PC, dude. He's hosting in a PC. Bi-curious, looking for Dom to explore with. I have been recently wanting to explore M4M and looking for a Dom to explore with. It would be nice if you like to be in control. I don't have a lot of limits when it comes to it, but I'll try most things once. I would be game to meet up at Abs. Never done anything there. I'm clean, DDF, HWP. I won't send pics unless I get them first. Favorite color for my response. Mine is blue. Okay. Enjoy your blue. Selena at Safeway. Oh, I guess you want to read it.
I'm married, but I thought you should know you're one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. I was in your line, and you were having printer troubles. I couldn't stop staring. It isn't every day one gets someone that perfect.
Wow. That's not creepy.
Yeah. Selena at Safeway, run.
Run, Selena.
Selena, you're so beautiful.
Wait in your line anytime. Do you swallow? I'm going to go on my first date with the most decent, respectable girl in my neighborhood. She is called by many a proper young lady. The girls I usually date are not even considered close in being called respectable and proper. So if I ask if she swallows as I drive her out to the makeout point, is that a good question to ask?
What? The makeout point?
The makeout point.
So is this like a 1950s teen movie or something?
Yeah. Drives his fucking,
It's like Frankie Avalon or some shit like that.
Yeah, they drive out to make out point.
Yeah.
So, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you swallow?
By the way. Is that a good question to ask?
Why don't you just have her suck your dick and see what she does?
Yeah.
That's the best way. I know what I want. A metro or lumbersexual. What is lumbersexual? Is that someone who fucks pieces of wood? Who showers and smells like soap or cologne and wears proper footwear? Is of any ethnicity, size, or sexual orientation? Isn't looking for a relationship, but is looking for a fuck buddy. Plays safe. Come on, Oregon. I know you can do it.
Wow, he's like telling the whole state, like, you're disappointing me, Oregon. Come on. Yeah, I know you can do it.
A lumbersexual doesn't sound like someone who would shower a lot and smell good, though.
Are you a lumbersexual?
Maybe I am.
Looking for a sexy sissy boy / twink. Top good-looking, hard 7-inch cock. Looking for a sexy sissy boy. Our twink pics. I can't do it.
Boy,
yeah, go ahead.
Our twink pics are a must. Boy, a twink pics are a must. I'm trying to make that make sense.
Yeah, I know.
It clearly does not.
No.
In reply, must be submissive, must want to suck my cock and fuck your ass. How? They must want to suck your cock and fuck your ass? Okay. If you have a big cock, better must be small framed, must host.
What?
Oh my god, go back to fucking kindergarten. Actually, don't. I don't think you'll teach the kindergartners bad habits. Fuck me in the ass. Hey there, I'm looking for a woman or women that are friends that want to fuck me in the ass. Ideal situation is you are close by and can host or willing to travel somewhere outdoors. Bend me over or maybe I can ride you. I'm not looking to fuck. I just want to get fucked. Please be STD and drug-free, including 420.
Whoa.
Fuck me in the ass, but don't smoke weed. Because that's wrong.
Oh, that one already exists. All right. I also have this.
Mike Huckabee, Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom exchanged Twitter fire over Kim Davis / gay marriage. Republican presidential contender Mike Huckabee and California Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom exchanged fire on Twitter over the circumstances surrounding Newsom's decision to issue marriage licenses to Oh, okay. Same-sex marriage couples, blah, blah, blah. Huckabee...
Do you want to just see the tweets?
Yeah, let's see the tweets. Mike Huckabee, Gavin Newsom ignored the law, nothing happened, but conservatives go to jail. You were dead wrong on the Kim Davis issue. We issued marriage licenses because we believed the law at the time. At that time. violated equal protection clause of Constitution. Once the CA Supreme Court, they interpret the Constitution.
This is why important issues should not be discussed on Twitter.
Right, because they have to be broken up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, interpret the Constitution. Once the court ordered me to stop, I did. I was never in contempt of court, unlike Kim Davis. Get your facts right.
Yeah.
So, actually, that's a pretty good point. Kim Davis, she didn't go to jail because she wasn't issuing the gay marriage licenses. She went to jail because she continued to do so after a judge ordered her to do so. He's just pointing out that, you know, when he was ordered by the courts to comply with the court's ruling, he did so. And that's why he was not held in contempt. If he had refused to comply, he would have been held in contempt.
So here's Huckabee's response.
It was only his 12th day as mayor of San Francisco, but Gavin Newsom decided he was going to defy California law. San Francisco Chronicle. Gavin Newsom pledges to make San Francisco a sanctuary for illegal immigrants. San Francisco Chronicle, 4/22/07. In 2004, Gavin Newsom allowed City Hall to grant marriage licenses to gay couples, an act of civil disobedience. Yeah, but he stopped once the courts ordered him to. That's the whole point that he made. Governor Mike Huckabee, instead of trolling, why don't you reply to what I said specifically, just as I responded to what you said? That's a good question, Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom, what law on KY Books remarriage did Kim Davis break? You, on the other hand, broke California law. This is part 1 of 3. The California Family Code states that marriage is a union between a man and a woman. And the San Francisco, he likes to quote the San Francisco Chronicle. Gavin Newsom's decision to permit same-sex marriages created a month-long carnival of civil disobedience inside City Hall. Washington Post. I guess there's more than 3 parts, actually.
Yeah.
What respect for federal authority, Gavin Newsom said. No San Francisco employee will help with immigration enforcement.
All right.
I guess he never responded to that. But in all fairness, Mike Huckabee might have responded, but he didn't really respond.
Right.
You know, it could be said that he replied, but did not respond.
All right, so we have some news segments here. Here's one where a driver was followed and harassed by a cop, and the cop's reason was that he made eye contact with him.
That is shameful.
An Ohio police officer
Ohio.
and an African-American driver from Michigan expected to sit down to discuss
the driver
what
was from
unfolded
Michigan.
during a recent traffic
It's all
stop.
good.
The driver, John Felton, started recording when he noticed a police car following him.
We don't want them Michiganders coming in here causing trouble.
Yeah, even the name of their people is dumb. Michiganders, stupid
He
fucks.
signaled, made a turn. The officer pulled him over. First, the officer said it was because Felton didn't signal 100 feet before turning. But then this is what the officer said.
Every move I make, why is he making it? I'm not doing nothing.
Okay.
Because I have a Michigan plate. Other than that, why was you trailing me?
Because you made direct eye contact with me and held on to it when I was passing you on Salem.
I made direct. I didn't even see you I'm until not
I'm
you
not
was
going to argue about
behind
it
me.
anymore, sir. If you want to keep talking about it, I'll just take your license back and give you a citation for the violation. We can take it to court. I'm not going to argue about it anymore. All
Okay,
right?
sir.
Driving while black.
No, he made eye contact.
Oh, sorry.
A clear
Making
violation.
eye contact while black.
City of Dayton, where the traffic stop occurred, said this, quote, the traffic infraction was verified by the video. However, making direct eye contact with an officer is not a basis for a traffic stop.
Oh, you sure? You know, I was pulled over for a similarly stupid reason once.
What was that?
The cops pulled me over, and it was because before I'd left my house, I looked out the window, and they felt that was suspicious.
Yeah, looking out a window. That's not what they're there for, right?
Yeah, you know, that's not like why we have windows in our houses, so we can look out of them and see what's going on outside. You know,
Jackson.
I think I was just checking the weather. Like, is it raining? No, it's not. But apparently the cops are like, you looked out your window. That's suspicious activity. It's like, how the fuck
City
is that
says
suspicious?
no eye contact.
Right.
Reason to pull someone over?
Very unreasonable to pull someone over. Not something that you should be doing. And, you know, look, officers do a lot of good things.
How dare you tell the
protect us,
police
keep us
how to
safe,
do
and I
their
think that's good.
jobs.
That's a great thing. But when there's ever a
They risk
perceived
their
abuse of
lives to
authority or an
protect
actual
us.
abuse of authority, it raises many red flags and questions. And so the thought becomes,
No, it
was
doesn't.
it because it was at 11 o'clock at night? Was it because he had out-of-state license plates? Was it because he was an African-American male? And that then becomes the issue. So if there's a basis to stop someone for an infraction because they actually did something, Brooke, you're speeding, by all means, you should be stopped. If it's a traffic violation, you don't signal, you should be stopped. But then when it becomes a pretext, which is an excuse to get to the car, that becomes a problem.
So then we know that this officer and this driver will be sitting together.
So officers, be sure to make up more reasonable sounding bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, when you pull a black guy over, say some lie about how he, didn't signal or something. There's no way he can prove he did. So,
yeah, but
don't go with the eye contact
and
thing.
you may not be able to use the "I smelled weed" one for very much longer. So
yeah, sorry, officer.
Mediation. What does that look like?
Okay, what happens is generally when you get a citation or anything else, you go to court. You go in front of the judge, and of course the officer comes in, and you both state your claims and your piece in front of the judge. The judge then makes a decision. Mediation is an alternative.
The judge then sides with the police.
Alternative to that, wherein it's not so much court, it's a neutral party who's there. They have a joint session between both parties. Then they'll go into a session with each of the parties and say, look, officer, did he really deserve the ticket? Well, maybe not really. Then they'll go to the actual person who got the ticket. If we drop the ticket, would that be okay? If you paid a small fine, would that be okay? And they try to resolve it in the absence of court in an amicable and reasonable way so that both parties are happy. And
Okay, here's the problem. It's too late for things to be amicable and reasonable. The moment that he pulled him over for making eye contact, it was unreasonable and unamicable. So you can't just wave a magic wand over it later and say, now it's all cool. It's not all good in the hood.
that's what this looks like it's heading to. Should it have happened in the beginning? That's a separate question.
Yeah, I guess it is a separate question. All right, that one's over.
Okay, let's see. Here's a story where two kids tried to murder their parents.
Sweet. Hey, before we start that, though.
Yeah.
Next show is the 150th show. Just reminding everybody.
Yes.
Tune in on Wednesday. Scotty will be back. Vegan Gaines will be with us. The Vigilant Christian will show up. And maybe we can even get Mr. Repsy on to show up.
Maybe even some other people, too.
Yeah, if you guys bug him enough, we'll fucking see who we can get. We'll get as many fucking people as we can on that motherfucker.
I did hear that Jim Ass was talking shit about Paul's ego.
Yeah, is he coming?
I don't know.
150th episode, everybody. If you've ever been a guest of the show or there's someone you want to see as a guest, write them. Tell them to write us. We want fucking guests. Guest extravaganza. Episode 150, bitch. Yeah. It's coming.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Newly released video shows 17-year-old Cameron Irvin and 22-year-old Christopher Irvin being booked into the Gwinnett County Jail this weekend.
Put a shirt
Police say
on.
Saturday morning the brothers brutally stabbed their father.
Oh. Calling them brothers just because they're black, huh?
No, they are brothers.
Ah, racism.
Zachary, and seriously wounded their mother, Yvonne. Mrs. Irvin called
In their defense, their parents were dicks.
police as her husband distracted their sons.
She stated to our 911 operator that her sons were trying to kill her and her husband.
Next-door neighbor Clint Miller saw Mr. Irvin bleeding from stab wounds outside his home on Forbes Trail in Snellville.
He was moving slightly, but he wasn't in good shape at all.
Police arrived shortly after and detained the brothers. Investigators say the house smelled strongly of natural gas and the gas line had been tampered with. Investigators charged the brothers with aggravated assault and arson.
Never even expect that. I mean, they're just an everyday normal family.
Apparently not.
No.
In the neighborhood.
WSB reported the brothers were to be appointed defense attorneys Sunday, but it was not immediately clear if that had happened or who the attorneys are. Gwinnett County Police Sergeant Rich Long said both suspects are expected to be in court at some point this week. So, will we follow this story? Probably not.
It's pretty crazy, though.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
My parents definitely frustrated me a few times as a kid, but I never killed them.
I guess the dentist that killed the lion in Africa, I guess he's back now. Like he's
Guess
back.
who's back?
Being a dentist again.
Neat.
Yeah.
Finally, he could go on with his life.
Breaking his silence in his first interview, the Minnesota dentist who sparked an international firestorm after killing Cecil the lion on an African safari. Walter Palmer, who was kept out of the public eye since killing the 13-year-old beloved big cat in July, telling the Star Tribune.
Fucking majestic lion killed by some frumpy piece of shit dentist.
I know.
It's so fucking...
An Associated Press that he will be resuming work at his suburban Minneapolis practice this Tuesday.
Sweet.
He says he's, quote, heartbroken at the toll this has taken on his dental staff and family, saying about his wife and daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's other people's fault. Yeah.
Quote, they've been threatened in the social media. And again, I don't understand that level of humanity to come after people not involved at all.
I would agree not to fuck with his family.
Right.
I would agree not to fuck with him, honestly. I mean, like, go after the industry that allowed this to happen. Go after the fact that rich assholes like him can go to Africa and pay someone, you know, $30,000 or whatever to go shoot a lion. Or however much he paid. I forget, because it's been a little while since this story, but, you know, he's not even, like, really rich. He's just upper middle class. He's just a fucking dentist, for fuck's sake.
Since facing worldwide backlash after the hunt, including a clamoring cry for his extradition by Zimbabwean officials, Palmer has not been charged with the crime.
Well, Zimbabwean officials already know this is fucking going on. What he did is not even illegal by their laws.
Well, the lion was protected.
Sure.
So that may be illegal.
There's claims that they lured the lion off of the reservation. It's not clear whether that's actually true.
Sure.
In previous statements, he said he relied on the expertise of his guides. In his interview, he expressed regret, but insisted the controversial hunt was legal, saying, quote, if I had known this lion had a name and was important to the country or a study, obviously I wouldn't have taken it.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse. That's what they always say, anyway. Why are you going off to Africa and shooting fucking lions? There's no reason to do that activity. Okay? It's just stupid. It's a waste of time. It just makes you a dick. No one fucking looks at that and says, wow, that guy is so fucking manly. He killed a lion, bro. Killed a fucking lion. Woo! No one thinks that. Everyone's just like, you killed a lion? What the fuck is wrong with you? They're endangered, you dick. That's all.
Palmer didn't address whether he would return to Zimbabwe for questioning, only saying, quote, Zimbabwe has been a wonderful country for me to hunt in, and I have always followed the laws.
He's a good man. That's what I'm saying, though. Don't go after him. Go after the fucked up laws that allow him to do this. He's just a fallible human being who apparently thinks he's doing something to be fucking proud of. You ain't gonna fucking change him. Especially not prosecute him. It's like, fuck that. Don't prosecute him. Go after the fucking laws themselves. Close these fucking laws down. Stop letting rich people like him go off and shoot lions. He's not the only one. You motherfuckers act like this is the only guy to ever do this. There's a shit ton of these guys. I think during my research, I found that like hundreds of lions are killed each year by these fucking assholes.
Yeah, and other types of animals too.
Sure. Yeah, they hunt. I went to this exotic hunting website, and there was, you could go hunt hippos, and you could hunt like wild African deer and shit like that.
That's so weird.
Yeah, like who the fuck wants to shoot a goddamn hippo? I mean, they described it too as like an aquatic adventure. It's not a fucking adventure.
I mean,
you went and you shot a fucking animal that was just minding its own damn business just so you could have a trophy, basically. Not because you actually...
Yeah, it's not like you're living off the grid, like, out in the fucking backwoods somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you were, like, living some low-tech existence and this was, like, meat, you know, to feed you and your fucking tribe or some shit, that'd be one thing. But, you know, you're some rich fuck that travels across the world just to kill this fucking animal so you could put its head on a damn wall? Fuck that. Fucking pussy. I think the story's over.
All right. I was looking through CNN's political videos today.
Yeah.
And they have a whole bunch of introductory videos for each candidate right now. So there's like a whole bunch of them.
So you want to watch a couple?
Yeah, I have a few here. I'll let you choose. So I have Ben Carson.
Okay.
I have Hillary. I have Marco Rubio. Mike Huckabee. Bernie Sanders. Santorum.
Is there one on Trump?
No, I don't have the Trump one.
Damn. All right. Well, that's play Ben Carson, I guess. Let's take a look at Ben Carson.
Let's say you magically
Did you know
put
that?
me,
Hold on.
you know, into the.
Ben Carson is the only other candidate to beat Trump in a one-on-one poll.
Really?
No one else in polls has beaten Trump. But actually, even though Trump leads Carson in the polls overall right now, if you ask people, would you rather have Donald Trump or Ben Carson is the only candidate for the Republican nomination that actually beats Trump.
He's been around for a long time.
So this guy might be important. We'll see.
White House.
If you don't know who Ben Carson is, he's certainly going to appear on your radar very soon. To say that Ben Carson is not an American success story would be really selling him short. He grew up on the streets of Detroit.
Well, he's running for president. I mean, usually that's indicative of success.
He overcame many obstacles and became a celebrated pediatric neurosurgeon.
In fact, he was the first neurosurgeon to successfully separate conjoined twins.
There with the cerebellum.
Any potential presidential candidate would die for a made-for-TV feel-good movie about their life. For Ben Carson, box checked.
If one baby dies, we need to separate him as fast.
Gifted Hands, the Ben Carson story. He's basically the Messiah.
As possible and give all shared tissue to the surviving twin.
While Carson is very soft-spoken, he's also very provocative with his language.
And I know you're not supposed to say Nazi Germany, but I don't care about political correctness.
Oh, wow. I didn't know we weren't supposed to say Nazi Germany.
Yeah,
that was a thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about Nazi Germany, I think it's okay to say Nazi Germany.
No, it's not okay. Liberals, you know, it's not okay because of them.
I mean, they're not Nazis anymore. If you're talking about current Germany and you call it Nazi Germany, I could see why that would be politically incorrect. It's also just incorrect.
I think what's happening with the veterans is a gift from God to show us what happens when you take layers and layers of bureaucracy and place them between the patients and the healthcare provider.
So the fact that veterans got inadequate care was actually like God just showing us that bureaucracy is bad. Okay. Why, if bureaucracy is bad, why would God need to even interfere to show that? It would just fail on its own, right? If God is like making it worse, then that doesn't mean bureaucracy is inherently bad. That just means God doesn't like it.
Don't get God pissed off.
He'll fuck your bureaucracy up.
Yep.
Obamacare is the worst thing that has happened in this nation since slavery.
I remember when he said that.
That's dumb.
He said that a while back.
That's dumb as shit. That's one stupid motherfucker right there. That better not be our next president.
Well, I mean, if he stays in second place, then he could end up being vice president.
Yuck.
Carson defends himself whenever he is criticized for using these examples.
The PC police are out in force at all times.
While Ben Carson...
It's not even a matter of, like, that's not PC. It's more of a matter of that's wrong. You see the difference? There is a difference.
Was well known, certainly in the medical community. It wasn't until February of 2013, when he was speaking at the National Prayer Breakfast, that he really exploded onto the political scene.
What we need to do in this PC world is forget about unanimity of speech and unanimity of thought.
One of the great unknowns about Dr. Carson is what kind of...
Who's ever embraced that? Who's ever said, like, everyone should think alike?
So Ben Carson is a neurosurgeon, right?
Yes.
So, okay, he's brilliant, but how does that make him a good president?
Well, he seems to be kind of an idiot savant. I mean... Maybe he's brilliant in some ways, but in other ways he appears to be not too brilliant.
Right.
You know,
when it comes to, neurosurgery.
Obamacare is the worst thing since slavery.
Right.
No, not even close. Not even in the ballpark. What about World War II? I mean, what about the whole, like, civil rights movement? Like, even after slavery was over, there was still, like, a huge civil rights struggle. Some would argue there still is. I mean, okay.
Candidate would he be? Is he going to be a movement candidate, or is he going to be a traditional candidate? Well, Carson told me himself that he would not be a traditional candidate. He would not listen to those who have lost in the past, try to steer him to victory in 2016 if he decides to run.
What is with the camera angles going on as this guy is talking? There's like this weird
stupid music,
stupid
too.
upbeat music, and the camera's like, it keeps like changing pointlessly, like these weird cuts where he's like, he's far away, now he's close, now he's close, now he's far away again, and now he's kind of to the left, now he's kind of to the right. It's like, why is this guy all over the place? Who did this? It's like an SXE Phil video or some shit.
Medicine prepared me for out-of-the-box thinking.
Talk about some newsy
and
type
it prepared
stuff.
me for a lot of controversy.
Good. So, don't vote for him.
All right. How about Huckabee?
Huckabee. All right.
All right. So here we go with Huckabee. Yeah.
Who is Mike Huckabee?
Mike Huckabee can play the drums.
He sure can.
Actually, he does play bass.
Mike Huckabee was born in 1955 in Hope, Arkansas, the same town as former President Bill Clinton. Sweet. He went to Wichita Baptist University and has 3 children with his wife, Janet. Neat.
Cool.
He is an ordained minister and was president of the Christian TV station from 1987 to 1992. Yeah, who gives a shit? That's garbage. But he knows how to rock.
Capital offense.
So he's not too keen on Beyonce's lyrics.
Oh, no.
Beyonce doesn't even write her own
God,
lyrics.
it would suck to be in a band with Mike Huckabee.
Yeah, it sure would. And also, like, I have to agree that Beyonce's lyrics suck, but I'm sure he probably has different reasons.
Right.
But some of the lyrics that she's portrayed, particularly those that went on television, were not exactly appropriate and suitable to say, this is a great role model for young girls.
And you're a great role model, you're a moron. You're a horrible role model for anybody. I don't see how you have any right to criticize when you're a fucking imbecile. TJ. Yeah, he's a great robot is what he is.
Cannot we feel something extraordinary about 55 million murdered in our own country in the wombs of their mothers?
He was governor. In 2007, he left Arkansas to run for president in 2008. He won the Iowa caucuses but lost the nomination to John McCain.
So that just goes to show you the Iowa caucus doesn't necessarily pick the winner.
No. In fact,
especially with Republicans. Obama won the Iowa caucus.
Yes, he did.
So
that was like his initial big momentum swing, too.
Yeah.
People were like, man, I guess we can take this guy seriously.
Yeah, he got like really thin because he was like super fat. I would say obese.
Well, he had diabetes.
Yep.
He had the diabetes.
The diabetes.
I kind of missed that guy that was jump cutting all around because now I got to read this shit. He was diagnosed with diabetes, began jogging. Like, is any of that important to know for the sake of him being president or not? No. I don't give a fuck. In 2005, he wrote a book called Quit Digging Your Grave with a Knife and a Fork. And in 2015, he wrote a book called God, Guns, Grits, and Gravy.
Oh, my God. What a terrible name for a book.
God, Guns, Grits, and Gravy. Oh, my God. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck
All right,
that guy.
You want to do one more?
Oh, my God. Sure.
Rick Santorum.
Go ahead. He has no chance, but sure. Ooh, yeah. Who is Rick Santorum? Who the fuck is he? Who is Rick Santorum?
He has 7 children. He's a champion fantasy baseballer. The last time he won an election was in 2000. Is that enough to qualify Rick Santorum for the highest office in the land?
Nope. Sure isn't. I don't know. Maybe it is. It's really up to the people, isn't it?
Santorum grew up in Pennsylvania. His dad, Aldo, was born in Italy. If elected, he'd be the...
he's an Italian subversive.
Illuminati.
Probably working under Mussolini's
You know what is true, though? He did work for Vince McMahon. He helped Vince...
Well, that's proof he's evil.
He helped Vince McMahon avoid having to pay, like, licensing fees to various boxing and wrestling commissions all over the country.
Yeah, well, that's neat. I guess, like I said, I mean, that association alone shows that he's probably pretty evil. Vince McMahon, I like Vince McMahon in a way, but he is pure evil.
The first Italian-American president and the first Catholic since JFK. Religion is very important to Rick Santorum and his politics. He appeals to...
You're not a real Christian.
Yeah, the Catholicism thing might hurt him a bit, because I noticed that a lot of Christians actually deny that Catholics are even Christians.
Which is preposterous.
Yeah, it is. It really is, because, I mean, they meet all the check boxes, but apparently that's not good enough. They haven't really been touched by God. Jesus can be like, I don't know you.
And they have like a direct lineage back to like the original churches.
Yes, they do.
So
there's a reason it's called the church.
The most socially conservative voters.
Many in the Christian faith have said, well, that's okay. I mean, contraception's okay. It's not okay.
As a congressman in the 90s, he helped pass welfare reform and a ban on partial birth abortion. He opposes abortion even in cases of rape, and he has said that people who support abortion rights are like Nazis. A 2-term senator...
Yeah, that's who I want representing me. Someone who thinks that I'm a Nazi for supporting a woman's right to choose.
Yep.
That's cool.
Nazi.
I'm a Nazi. I mean, like, you don't have to agree with my position on abortion, but please don't call me a Nazi.
Nope, fuck you.
Please don't call me a Nazi.
You're
From
a Nazi.
a key swing state.
Unless I get to wear the uniform, because they look pretty badass. I mean, we got to give them, the Nazis, the fashion sense thing.
I like that that's all it takes to swing you to the other side.
Well, I'm not saying I would...
if I get to wear the uniform,
Well, I mean, the uniforms were pretty cool. They had some of the best uniforms of any military force. Probably the best, really. It's very iconic, and they actually, I think they had like a fucking prominent fashion designer do their uniforms, but I don't remember the name of the person. But anyway, that's the only good thing about being a Nazi. Good fashion.
Continue on, TJ.
No. I'm going to talk about Nazi fashion sense for a few more hours. All right. I guess we can continue with Santorum.
Santorum beat a sitting Democrat, Harris Wofford, in 1994, the year of the Republican Revolution. He won twice statewide, but with opposition to the Iraq War at its height, he lost in 2006. Since then, he's worked for Fox News and run a faith-based movie studio.
Yeah, that sounds like presidential material. He lost, and then he worked for Fox News and ran a Christian movie studio.
If he's like partnered up with the Cristiano brothers.
We should review some of his movies.
Pretty near death when we found you.
Oh, no. We don't want to play this. We don't want to play this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck you, Rick Santorum.
Fuck you in the ass until you die of ass AIDS.
So, What do you want to do now?
Anything you want.
Take anything you want. You know, we haven't done Q&A in a while, and we have some Q&A backlog.
Sure, let's do it.
And we have this now.
Q&A.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Sweet. I like it.
Yes.
It's basic, but it does its job.
All right, so here's some questions that we got from various fans, and some of these are really old. So
All right. We'll deal with it.
This question is for TJ. You said in the No Bullshit podcast you didn't like car chases in movies, so I was wondering if you enjoyed Mad Max Fury Road, even though it was mostly car chases. I thought it was good. Also, hail Scotty forever, smoke pan every day.
Scotty's not even here.
Yep.
I did enjoy that movie. You know, I don't like car chases in movies when they're done shittily, and they usually are, in my opinion. But in that movie, they were done extremely well. So that obviously is an exception. But I mean, you know, like what I was talking about really is that there's a lot of movies out there. Sometimes they're not even action movies that throw in a car chase just to have some kind of dramatic scene or action scene, even in a non-action movie. Or it'll be like a really kind of shitty, low-budget action movie, and they'll throw a car chase in there. And a lot of times those are just so phoned in, and you've seen everything they do 1,000 times before.
You know, the first Mad Max movie, that is really a car chase movie. That's like a classic car chase movie.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that one?
You know, I felt like the first one was a little slow.
Yeah, I mean, what year did it come out? Like 1980, 1981?
I think it was like 78 or 79.
Really?
I thought. You could IMDb it, but yeah, my favorite. I probably like the Road Warrior and Fury Road the best. So the newest one and also the middle part of the original.
You don't like
trilogy.
Thunderdome?
No, I like Thunderdome, but
Okay.
I didn't think it was as good as the Road Warrior. There wasn't as much. There wasn't like the big car chase scenes in that, and I think that's really what like you kind of expect in a Mad Max movie. But I mean, I definitely dug Thunderdome too. I like all the movies. I just felt the first one was a little slow. But other than that, I've liked them all, and it's amazing they've kept the same director throughout the entire run of the series, even though he's ancient now. Still can direct better than most people directing today, sadly enough.
All right, next question.
Okay, it's working. Ha! Gentlemen, TJ the Unwholesome, Scotty the Scot, Ben the
Bandito?
Lee-faced.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could live in the alternative universe of any of these somewhat peculiar folk you have on your program, which one of them would they be? You know, G-Time Johnny, Gail Cord Schuler, etc., etc., etc. Might be fun for the audience to say exactly why, because I'm sure.
I would not live in Gail Cord Schuler's universe because I would get ass raped.
Or die of drown in a semen bomb.
Yes, no thanks.
Stuff like that. So obviously I would go with Gail's universe for pretty much the same reasons Ben doesn't. But G-Time Johnny really doesn't have his own world or anything. He just has a strange philosophy that we're not really able to sort through.
You know, people tell me every day that they get it.
Good for them. I'm glad they do. We do not. We tried. We don't have the chops for it.
I mean, I get some of it.
Sure. I mean, like, there's certain things about it that make sense, but nothing. There's really no connecting tissue between the ideas, you know?
Yeah, sure, TJ. You're just a word slave.
Yeah, I know. I've always been a word slave.
You're a word slave.
Slave from the word go.
So, yeah. Did you answer the question?
Yeah, Gail. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So. Hey,
Hello,
hat
guys.
guy.
My question for you today is, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Your mom.
Favorite dinosaur? I don't know.
I don't know. Probably a T-Rex.
Yeah, that's probably mine too.
Motherfucking T-Rex. Yeah.
What it lacks in arms, it makes up in mouth size.
Yes, it does.
Drunken Peasants.
Al Roker, huh?
Today, I would like to ask
James Avery.
Have you heard of Rare Replay coming out for the Xbox One? Basically,
Yeah, I have. I've heard of it. Anyway.
Next.
Next.
Hey guys,
Hey.
so a couple of months ago, the day after International Women's Day, I think, my school's feminist club booked a speaker to come in and talk about how women lack confidence in the workplace, and kind of, she also mentioned how this might spill over in other areas of life.
Uh-huh.
And she didn't really offer a solution to this problem. She kind of basically just came in and said this, and said that she had done a lot of research on this. And I myself consider myself to be a feminist, but I still found this to be very silly and very disempowering, and I didn't really see the point of it. And it got me wondering, do you think that maybe if feminists started removing that idea that it is the patriarchy's fault that women lack confidence, and that women lack confidence, it could perhaps become a more legitimate movement? And do you think that by telling women that they lack confidence inherently because of the patriarchy, do you think that people are actually setting women up to be less confident?
Yes. That's one of my major points about feminism, is that it really treats women as though they're like spineless idiots. You know, it's always saying women are brainwashed by this, or women are misled by that, or women are persecuted in this way, or women's weaknesses are taken advantage of here and this and that. And it's like, you know, all it does is it basically is a list of grievances, like men are the victimizers and women are the victims, and that's just how it goes, and that's how the whole system is set up. And there's really nothing like that in place. It's totally of their own making. It's totally within their own delusional mindset. And they do everything in their power to disempower women and make them feel like they need feminism, because that's how they get people to their movement in the first place. They say, you're weak, you're powerless, the only way you can attain power is by embracing this social movement. And it's, of course, a total lie. It's the same sort of lie the Republicans use to keep winning elections. You know, we're against abortion, we're going to put a stop to it, but then when they get in power, they're more concerned with, you know, deregulating industries and fattening the wallets of their, you know, of the moneyed interests that really control everything in Washington. So the feminists are kind of the same way. They just use this line, you're weak, you're powerless, the only way you can attain power is through us. That's my take on it.
Hey DP, my question is, who would you like to see make a return to YouTube? My picks would be Paul Zigo, obviously, Theoretical Bullshit, aka Scott Clifton, and Asrian Orc. So yeah, who would you like to see make a YouTube comeback?
I don't care. There's no one that I can think of.
I would agree with Paul's ego.
He's not really left, though. He just only makes a video every 17 years. When the planets align.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, definitely I would like to see more content from Paul, but, you know, he's got to make his shit in his own time frame. As far as other stuff goes, I mean, I can't really think of anybody, but I'm not a big YouTube watcher.
Yeah, there's only a few things you actually watch on YouTube.
Yeah, you know, I watch
Nostalgia Critic.
I like top 10 lists. I'll watch a bunch of those.
AVGN.
Yeah, and I'll watch top 10 lists and shit like that. I like that one show, but all the shows I can think of that I like are all currently happening. You know, like, so.
All right, we'll move on.
Question for the drunken peasants. I was wondering, what do you guys think is going to go on with North and South Korea? Tensions are rising. Shots being fired. Rockets blasting
I think that's
off.
already boiled, or already like simmered down.
Yeah,
for the
pretty much
most part.
has.
I mean, there's tension for sure, but
that shit's always flaring up every once in a while.
Yeah,
we should just they should just wave you as a white flag.
Drunken peasants.
Hey, it's a shorter, fatter, younger version of Stephen King. It is.
Okay.
I have two questions to ask you.
Ask them.
The first one is for TJ.
Okay.
TJ, have you seen Sargon of Akkad's Jehovah's Feminist video? I was just curious.
Nope.
As to whether or not you have.
Nope.
And number two, this one is for the drunken peasants.
Okay.
There's only 2 of us here.
When are you going to start giving a fuck about the Rage feed and finishing South Park, The Stick of Truth?
Very passionate.
Yeah.
We'll be doing more Rage feed shit soon. This month, there's definitely more coming. Yeah, it's gonna be happening again soon. But I'm not sure yet. The thing is that we promised the $1 patrons they would have early access, but the problem is that until the end of this month, those patrons aren't charged for that new perk. So it may be about a month before it actually happens, but it's definitely going to happen again. We got stuff going on. We got stuff planned.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well just talk about that now.
You want to just talk about the Patreon stuff?
Yes, I will have it up in just a moment here.
Okie dokie. Yeah, there's nothing else to say about that, though. There we go. So, yeah, we got some Patreon shit.
Wow, things are really looking up, man. And Scotty is going to have to eat an egg, which is awesome.
Scotty hates eggs. He thinks they cause cancer. He's a moron. Anyway, yeah, we've met that goal.
We've met 2 goals since we started Patreon. Thanks to everyone.
Yeah, we're pretty
that's
close.
Helped.
We're pretty close to our goal of getting a professional website, which I know you guys probably don't really care much if we have a website or not, but you know, it probably would actually be a good place to aggregate our content in an effective way. But yeah, we have a new $1 patron level that basically you get early access to Rage Feed content. The way that's going to work is we're going to basically do live streams where we game for like 3 or 4 hours, and you guys are going to be able to watch that. If you're not a $1 or above patron, then you'll just have to wait until we cut it up and release it on the channel. But that'll be weeks later. So basically, if you want early access to Rage Feed content, sign up for the $1 patronage level. $5 a month, you still get access to our legendary drunken rambling private shows where we are a little bit more fast and loose than we are here.
Yes.
Also, there's a Drunken Peasants U.S. World Tour once we reach 20,000 a month. But that's a good ways away, so we'll talk about that some other time when maybe it's a little closer. $10 a month, you get access to us doing crazy commentaries on, whatever. We've done Plan 9 from Outer Space. We've done the Hulk Hogan movie, No Holds Barred. We've done a few episodes of Silverhawks.
The GoBots.
Yeah, GoBots.
He-Man.
Masters of the Universe, stuff like that. You pledge 25 or more, you get access to the DP Q&A/Google Hangout, where we just hang out with our fans and bullshit and talk about whatever anyone wants to talk about. They're a lot of fun. $50 or more, all 10 of those are sold. So, but that is Cards Against Humanity with the Peasants.
Yes, I will be in contact with everyone.
Regarding that.
Yeah, I mean, like, once it goes through.
$100 level is also all sold out, but that's to appear on the show. And then we have a $1,000 level, which is, I'll just read it. Your name and any other pertinent information you wish to include will be added to the beginning and end of each episode, crediting you as an associate producer of the show. You will also receive a highly limited Drunken Peasants fan pack, including autographed t-shirts, posters, and an official letter thanking you for your support, and more. So you can do what you want with the and more. Maybe you want to request that Ben sucks your cock or something.
No, that won't happen.
Well, get him drunk. So yeah, that's just our Patreon. That's patreon.com/DP. We encourage everyone to become a part of that. There's a lot of cool perks involved. We have a lot of fun, and I'm sure that we're probably going to do the private show this upcoming Saturday. I'm sure, right?
Not this upcoming one, but the following.
Okay.
But then going forward after that, they will be the first Saturday of every month. We didn't
starting next. Well, Scotty wasn't here, so he could fuck shit up. But starting next month, the private show is going to be the first Saturday of every month. So this is the last month where the schedule will be kind of jacked up. But but yeah, next month it's going to be the first Saturday of the week. But this time it's going to be not next Saturday, but the Saturday after. Yeah. And we're going to be fulfilling some other perks as well for our other patrons, such as we'll announce the times of the hangout and other stuff in the recent or the impending future. Anyway, I think we have time for a couple more questions before we wrap shit up.
Okay. Let's do... Oh, yeah, I gotta make this small.
buy younger, fatter Stephen King.
I have one question for you today.
No.
I was wondering if you guys have made a bucket list, and if you have, what do you have on it? And if you haven't, what's something you'd put on it? All right, bye.
I would say on my bucket list is that I'd like to write some novels and maybe make a movie or two.
I'd like to travel more places that I haven't been to.
Yep.
Like places in Asia, mostly, and like Eastern Europe.
I'd also like to put out an album at some point. So I guess like if I was represented, if I had at least one novel, one movie, and one album, I'd be pretty satisfied. Because that means that I did something in all of the three artistic mediums that I enjoy the most. But as things stand, I've not done any of that. So we'll see. I guess that's why it's a bucket list.
Guys, I'm going to my first Marilyn Manson concert soon.
Cool.
And so I was kind of wondering if you can give me a heads up on what to expect.
She's
what kind of...
You know, I've been to a bunch of them.
She's probably already been to it.
Sure.
Since then.
Doesn't matter. We can still give generalized advice.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I've been to a lot of them, and really, like, the wildness of the crowd kind of depends on where you are. I would say if you're in, like, a really conservative area, then the crowd will probably be a lot more wild. But if you're in a more liberal area, people don't have as many aggressions to get out, so it's not quite as crazy usually. But that's kind of what I've seen.
I went to a Manson show ages and ages ago.
Yeah.
I've been to two of them. The first one I went to was
I think I've been to
school
7
shit.
or 8 of them. But yeah, I mean, it varies wildly depending on where you are. Because I've seen them all around the country. I saw him in Las Vegas. I saw him in St. Louis.
Saw him in Columbus.
I saw him in New Orleans. I saw him in Columbus. I've seen him a few places. So I would say it really does vary depending on where you are. But you've probably already had your experience and found out. But I've never seen it get like too crazy wild, except for when he did the Slayer tour. But that was mostly because the Slayer fans were there. And they suck. They really do. I wish they would all die. If you ever want to just get rid of... If you ever want to clean up the human, like, genome, just burn down a Slayer concert. You know? And also some Transformers movies. That would probably do a lot to improve the species, honestly. By the way, I talked shit about Slayer once to a Slayer fan, and he was also a fan of our show, and he was in... not Finland, Denmark, not Denmark. Fuck. That country we were in.
The Netherlands?
The Netherlands, right. And he was pissed at me. He was like getting like really furious. And he actually looked like Kerry King too.
Huh.
Yeah. But I kept talking shit about Slayer because I was drunk. And I actually told him about the time I threw a bottle at Kerry King at the Slayer concert, and it hit him, and then a bunch of Slayer fans like tried to beat the shit out of me, and I had to like get out of there.
You're retarded.
Nah, Kerry King sucks, and I'm glad I hit him with a bottle.
Okay.
So Slayer fans, fuck you. That's it.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, and fuck Slayer. Even ICP is better.